Hello, it is I. Now a couple of weeks ago I made this video on things we want to see in Forza Horizon 6, but I was very vague in that video and didn't go into detail with the points I mentioned. So today I'll be going through new features we all want to see in Forza Horizon 6. Now I know it seems way too early to be making wishlist videos for Forza Horizon 6, but you gotta remember that the earlier these videos come out, the more effective they will be for the developers. Seeing as if you suggest new features after the game's development, you're most likely not gonna see them in the next game. So yep, that's cleared everything up. Anyways, before we get into this video, make sure to uppercut the like button, yeah? 4,000 likes is the target as per usual. Remember that the more likes we get, the more likely that the developers would actually listen to our feedback. Anyways, without further ado, let us get into this video.
Listen. Fresh out the cage for a slaughter, damn I was done with the case.
Now one thing I feel the current Horizon games lack are the atmosphere. I mean, don't get me wrong, the festival areas feel so alive, with the music blaring and the crowd vibing, but outside the festival there's no one to be seen. Not even in the main city of the game. How are there no people in the main city? It's like they're still in lockdown. So hear me out, why not add pedestrians into the map? I mean, we've seen them in the Forza trailer, so why can't we see them in the actual game itself? Now I know you lot are thinking to yourselves, what if you crash into them? Then Forza would become a PEGI 18 game. Which is fair enough, but why not have a system like Driver San Francisco, where if you drive onto the pavement where the pedestrians are, they try and avoid you. This would be absolutely perfect for video games like Forza, and it's not that this is a new concept either. This exact same system is used for the animals in the game, because as you may know, it's impossible to crash into them. So add some pedestrians, and apply the same coding to them, and job done. On top of that, it would be really cool if the pedestrians can interact as well. So let's say you're driving a very expensive supercar. Why not have the pedestrians take pictures of your car and even point at it? Hey, that would be next level attention to detail, you know.
It's just me and my bros at Warner. Hold up, wait, let me take that.
Now, if you've seen any Forza trailer, whether it be for the game or an update, you may have noticed how incredible the shots look. As the camera angles are really advanced, there are incredible shots of the interior, and the doors even open up whilst driving. What do you mean? This is absolutely incredible. However, this tool is only available for the developers to use, and not the players, which is very sad to see, as we're stuck to these boring old replay angles which have remained the same ever since Forza Horizon 3. So I'd love if we could have our very own movie creator tool just like what Playground Games used to make their trailers. Because not only would this be great to create movies with, but it would also be amazing if you can adjust the seasons, the weather, and the time of day, so you can free roam in your preferred driving conditions. Because ever since seasons were introduced into the franchise, all of us players have been begging to have a season selection system, which we still do not have to this day.
How dare you!
So this would be a great feature which allows us players to choose our preferred driving conditions before going for a drive, and for creative players to make their very own movies just like you see in GTA 5. Honestly, if you get a movie created just like Rockstar edited in Forza Horizon 6, then that would be a total game changer. I will genuinely make so many movies in the game.
Look, ding dong tricks with 3 double O's don't slip, we lurk.
Now one problem with recent Horizon games is the cockpit camera angle. Because not much has changed on the first ever Forza games, there's no real immersion, it all just feels very lackluster. So I feel like the cockpit camera angle definitely needs an overhaul to focus on immersion and sensor speed. So how can they do this? First of all, increase the steering wheel angle. We've all been asking for this for years, and we're still yet to see this in the game. It's the same old 180-degree steering rotation, which is so outdated now. Pretty much every racing game has updated it now. So Forza devs, if you are listening, please increase the steering wheel rotation. We're sick to death of seeing this stupid, boring Sorry about that, got a bit emotional there. Anyway, secondly, we need to see proper camera shakes, G-force movement, and motion blur just like we see in Drive Club. I mean, this game is 8 years old, yet look how incredible the cockpit camera angle looks. Literally everything is spot on. Even the water droplets are staggeringly realistic. Man, games like this make us realize how much other racing games need to catch up. So if there are any developers watching this video, hello, nice to meet you, my name is Yuwan. And also please update the interior camera angle to make it much more immersive. Thank you very much. Now into the next point.
The Regina try put me to test. I hate when they ain't trying to.
Now in Forza Horizons 2 and 3, we saw car meets added into the franchise, and they were I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a great idea, but it wasn't executed very well. So in Forza Horizon 6, I'm hoping that the developers bring back these car meets, but update them to give them a fresh breath of life. So how exactly can you do this? By taking advantage of Forza Vista. So instead of the old system where you can just flick through other people's cars and not be able to do anything with them, how amazing would it be if you can walk around the cars just like you can in Forza Vista? Then you can admire the cars, open the doors, check out the engine, get inside the car, start it up. Oh man, that would be incredible, you know. On top of that, it would be really cool if you can see your character walking around just like in the Crew 2, because that way it actually gives character customization a purpose. So yep, if the developers can bring back and rejuvenate the car meets, then I'm sure the community would be very, very happy. Okay, now the traffic vehicles in Forza Horizon games are very strange. They don't feel like they've been driven by people, they genuinely feel like artificial intelligence like every vehicle has autopilot. It's all very, very weird. And if you ever struck their way, they just flash their headlights for a little while and then crash into you or something. So instead of that, how cool would it be if they can at least beep their horn at you? That way, it at least gives some proper character to these eerie traffic cars. Am I the only one who feels really uncomfortable around these traffic cars? They're so creepy, man. Anyways, on top of that, realistic traffic build-up with these vehicles would be absolutely amazing for those looking to role-playing crews, and even for hardcore racers who want a bit of a challenge to dodge these traffic cars, if you know what I mean. So if there are any developers taking notes, give the traffic cars character and have realistic traffic build-up, and also teach the traffic vehicles how to drive. It's getting very boring seeing them crash all the time as well.
Tridents move like rappers, the cause of violence, deja vu or bustle.
Now, number plates were introduced into the franchise in Forza Horizon 3, and they were great, but there are two problems. Firstly, it's pretty unrealistic, as the size of the plate is sometimes wrong, the font is inaccurate a lot of the time, and you don't get those plates in the UK, I'm afraid. And the second problem is that you can't have number plates from different countries without removing the plate and applying a sticker. So in Forza Horizon 6, I'm really hoping that the number plates do become a lot more accurate, and that we get number plates from different countries as well. That way we can put a Japanese plate on a JDM car, an Italian plate on your Ferrari, and even the plate start from the country you're from on your daily driver. Now I know you could do this by applying number plate stickers onto your car, but having this be an actual feature in the game would be so much better.
No more joke, my freedom's priceless. CID still onto them.
As we all know, the Forza Horizon franchise is an arcade racer. However, some players wanted to be slightly more realistic, myself included. So to add that dash of realism, why not add more car controls to the game? What do you mean car controls? You're waffling, Yuwan. Well, in Forza Horizon 3, we saw horns for the first time in the franchise, and in Horizon 5 we of course got convertible roofs, so why not add more in Horizon 6? Perhaps the ability to start up or turn off your car, manual lighting controls so you can pop up and down your headlights, and of course you cannot forget indicators. Now I know that adding indicators to every single car in the game would be very cumbersome for the developers, but Gran Turismo 7, over 400 cars, and they all have indicators, so there's no excuse. And let's not forget that this is seen in a sim racing game, where there's literally no reason to have indicators in the game. Yet in this open world racing game filled with roleplays and cruisers, the developers didn't even think about adding indicators. Apart from the traffic cars. So, well, why do the traffic cars get all the cool features and we don't? Discrimination right there. So Forza devs, if you are watching this video, let's have more in-depth car controls in the game. But if you can only add one feature, then please add indicators, please. Thank you very much. Yay.
That is us lurking through in a dinger. I put 2 + 2 in a...
In Forza Horizon 5, we have mini-games which are great, like Infected, Flag Rush, all the way to the Eliminator. And that is it. There's only 3 mini-games in this game. What do you mean? So in Forza Horizon 6, I'm really hoping that we see a whole batch of brand new mini-games added into the franchise. The likes of Cops and Robbers, Assassination, Cat and Mouse, City Camouflage, all the way to car football. I mean, how have the developers added a whole stadium into the game with a football, yet we can't play car football? What do you actually mean?
Did you see what I did there?
It's a scam.
So yep, in Forza Horizon 6 or maybe even the current game, the developers seriously need to add a whole batch of new mini-games into the franchise. As for a video game that's so easy to complete with a lack of a proper endgame, we really need something to do after we finish the game, come on. And you've made it to the end of the video. Now just before we get into this outro, here's a quick word from today's video sponsor, Nobody. Yeah, no sponsors around here unless someone wants to hit me up. In that case, like, you know what email I want to do. But anyways, hope you all did enjoy this video. If you did, and if you want to see more content just like this, then make sure to subscribe. As we are on the road to 250k, so if you feel like helping out, then please be my guest. Thank you very much, and I'll catch up with you guys very soon. Until next time, have a good one, guys. Stay safe, stay inside. Until next time, cheers.
My dineros, what I'm out to get. Sombrero, I get hat and then I'm out again. Got an A1 Chica with a drive like a 3 litre, that's what she needs D for, like the